So in like, you remember Rock Band, the game?
Yeah, yeah.
So I've been thinking, because this is how I used to, I used to play the guitar, right? And they didn't have a mic stand. If they did, it was an L stand. It wasn't.
Yeah.
You just put it right on your shirt.
Oh, wow.
And you prop it.
You gonna give that a run? You gonna give that a run today?
Just hold it like this the whole time. Just give it a run. See? Just but then,
please, somebody
there it is.
edits.
If you need it, and then you got all the cable you want. Just comes right out.
That brain is a steel trap up there, ain't it, dude?
Just keep throwing them at the dartboard until one of them hits.
Yeah,
they quit hitting the wall, and they'll hit the board one of these days.
Your cover's going all catty.
Oh no! See this? This is a great start.
It's cattywampus.
Great start. Well, how was your weekend?
It was good, man. Real good. How was yours?
I went to Billy Strings.
Yeah, nice. How was Billy Strings?
Well, so we did. First of all, Friday. What'd you do Friday?
Man, this whole last week has been
family time.
No, playing hardcore. Like
yes, sir.
It's either been rehearsals or it's been shows. So Thursday show, Friday show, Saturday show, Sunday show.
Love to hear it.
Yeah.
Because you guys had on Friday you were at Cherry Street.
Friday we did do it like last minute. Hey, you wouldn't happen to know anybody's available, and I was like, let me call the fellas and see if they're available because that was going to be family night. You know?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So
I had one of those last night. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we ended up doing Friday night show.
Okay.
At Cherry Street. Yeah. Then Saturday we did Sean's thing at the wood shop, which was really cool. And just busy playing all weekend.
What was it like? So Friday, let's take Friday. I was at JJ's with Killer Keys. I didn't know you guys were playing, or else I'd have jumped over. And so you said it was last minute. So,
very last minute. Like literally at 5 p.m. he called. Oh, man,
that's cool.
I was like, I was napping, getting ready to go out. Like me and Chris were going to go out, hang out, have dinner, then go to a couple shows.
Right.
But money calls. You got to go.
You were going
to
go to dinner and go to one of 2 shows, and then got called for one. I love that.
Yeah.
I love those calls. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
There's no expectation. You're not going to disappoint people one way or another if people do or don't show up. We just need somebody.
Yeah, we actually had a pretty good crowd. We had a good time. Yeah.
I believe you did.
Had a pretty good crowd.
I believe you did.
Which was cool last minute, which also is just a test to how much people don't do any planning until last minute. You know what I mean?
That's kind of what I really like. It's gotten to the point where I'm like, well, is there a way that like I could make a deal to where it's like, hey, can I be the first call whenever you need somebody?
Yeah,
because if that's your shtick, if it's like, well, you've built your crowd up to know at any given moment we've got a show.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool. I don't know that it's not very marketable long term, but if that's just definitely a shtick. You know.
Yeah.
I like that being the first call.
We tried to put ourselves in that way at the Caverns this last year.
Nice.
At IBMA.
Yeah.
We got into talking with those folks at one of the business conferences, and I was like, man, you ever have somebody like an opener drop out, or you need somebody last minute? We're an hour and a half down the road. We can be here in no time.
You know the band Air Show?
Yeah.
You ever play shows with them yet?
No, but I've seen them play.
Okay.
I've seen them play.
They work. A couple of those boys work at the Caverns too. So
yeah,
here's how my mom works. Or how the music. Just to give you a peek in on the musician brain, I go, well, how can I get Air Show and Randy Still together to do a show? Because they did the pre-party for Billy Strings at Acme.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him play.
Oh, this weekend?
I guess this weekend, right before Billy, on Saturday. Acme was have you ever been to Acme Feed and Seed?
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Nashville whole life and didn't go down to Broadway.
Really?
Yeah, we just didn't. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it would snow, I went down to Broadway. Like, it was the craziest thing. It was when it was not the infamous String Dusters, but it was somebody along those lines. But they canceled, and they did a Renegade Bluegrass show downtown. This was in 2016 or something like that. And went down there, had the best time of my life.
Really?
Yeah, it was a bunch of people that just grew up in Nashville and were from there. But I would pick people up or be a designated driver but I just didn't go down to Broadway much. But when Acme opened up, oh man, there was our spot, right?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a tourist tonk. Because there's honky tonks and there's tourist tonks. It's like two different things, you know. So
what's the defining?
Well, first I'm a honky. So,
well, then you can talk tonky, right?
Right, I can talk the tonky. There's the song. If you're a honky, then talk the tonky, brother. It's
so all right. What's the give us?
Well, I mean,
I think the parameters.
I think it's like going into a real meet and three instead of a fake meet and three.
Oh yeah.
Right, like you just kind of
it's a feel.
You know what it looks like, and it could be by the night, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It could be by the night, because if it's all people there for, let's just use an example, IBMA or Spigma. Let's use an actual example. If it's people all there for Spigma, you look around the room and you go, man, all right, great. But if you walk in and it's three frat spring breaks and a couple brides, bridal parties, you're just kind of like, well, okay, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But any given moment, where I was walking with some friends. And I said, any given moment, the best players in the world, you're hearing notes from their guitar, walking through. So it's just magical. They turned Nashville into Las Vegas, though, I found out.
Really?
Man, you go right across a Bridgestone, and they might call it the town hall. I'm sorry, Nashville people, I'm not very informed. But, there's a whole food court, 3 levels of 5 different. What they did here in Barrel House before it was Barrel House, but levels.
Really?
And man, you can't not be in a line. Everywhere you turn, I'm getting funneled some direction. And after about 15 minutes, because I haven't been to downtown Nashville in years, and I just looked at Lauren, my girlfriend, and I looked across the table. I said, they turned it into Las Vegas. That was the play, Nashville.
Yeah.
That's the play. It's already, because they're not going to come up with something new.
Yeah.
They're not going to, I've never seen the new.
So, you just mean they're not gambling. You just mean
just the whole, it's just all fake. The whole thing.
Yeah.
They, just like what they did with, in the desert of, when they built Las Vegas. It's oh, here's an idea. Mm-hmm. Right there, they set it down.
Yeah.
And it was finally a confirmation of what I saw when I was living there. I was like, something's not right. They're moving in some kind of direction. I can't put because I don't have enough money to tell you what they're doing. I don't have enough, in the sense of control or power to be able to tap into that frequency and, but man, it just looked like a completely different place. And I think I was at the Billy String show and I looked around and I said, man, that's great. And I hadn't been to that conclusion in a long time. I've been angry for a long time about what happened in Nashville. But what was that's the logical conclusion from day one. It's just that people like me grew up there thinking it was something different. You know what I'm saying? We grew up with the delusion that it wasn't, oh, don't worry about it. Oh, they're not doing that.
So, do you just mean commodifying the tourist version of Nashville?
Yeah, in the early 2000s, what they did, if we're getting really specific, the second floor of all downtown buildings, they switched from commercial to residential.
Yeah.
So at first, whenever you went to 2nd Avenue, all those second story was just storage, renting out for another commercial area. But once they turned it into residential in the early 2000s, a lot more people went into the city center. So rather than pancaking out like we did forever and touch Murfreesboro with Tennessee people. I mean, with Nashville people, what they did was they brought more. It was more town centric, downtown centric. So I understand why they did that. But when that happened, a couple of years go by, the flood happens in 2010, 2011, and then now we got to sell, right? So the vision for the city changed right about the time that happened, and then the show Nashville came out. So now I had never seen anybody. Like the people that look like the show on Nashville were so here that we didn't see them. You didn't see them going out. The only people you saw with cowboy boots and a cowboy hat were out-of-towners. Yeah. And so like then you started hearing car horns. That was the first thing I heard where I knew they were coming. Like, and don't get it twisted. Like, this is like nobody's been from Nashville forever.
Yeah.
So it's not like, but people from Nashville were moving the culture forward. They were saying, "Oh, so glad to have you. Here's the way we do things here.
Yeah.
By the way, we don't honk our horns. By the way, we wait in line. By the way, if there's a green light and somebody doesn't move, you just sit there and you wait until they go." And that was just always how it was. Southern culture, hey, I don't want a problem, so I'm just not going to say anything, like now it's, it feels like I'm on a moving sidewalk, standing still, when people can walk at me from left to right too. It's just like no matter what, I'm being moved along and I'm in somebody's way. And there's nothing musical about that.
You went to a great concert.
Yeah, it was. No, I'm saying like, I'm setting the whole thing up. I'm setting the whole thing up. I'm setting it all up.
I got you.
Setting up my frustration. I'm sitting there, right? So we walk in. It's home. I forgot that community is here. I forgot that, And then I look around during the middle of the show and I go, seems to be working for everybody else.
Yeah.
Nobody else seems to be looking around wondering what happened. And a lot of these people probably are from here. I've seen a lot of these people. A lot of people are my friends. I'm like, am I holding on to something? You know?
Like an old Nashville.
And then it gets me thinking, like, do I do that in music all the time? Do I do that to my friends? Do I do that to my songwriting? Like, it was a moment. Like, I was like, Billy Strings is playing, and I'm just like, what am I? Have I just been holding on to something? And how can I, in my career and in that, make that happen? But, man, bluegrass. I would grow up going to.
Hold on.
Please.
Don't just.
We're just going to skirt over that.
Just
real
go.
quick. That's right.
Taking off past that. So, like, what do you mean though? Like in a little bit more specific terms,
yes.
or like, what specific things do you think you were in your music life or in your personal life that you were like, hey, these things I'm holding on to that are old or that I think they used to be, or these old expectations? Or
there was something we talked about growing up a lot in church, and it was holding on to tradition for tradition's sake. Which it's an interesting topic because I start thinking about that while I'm at a bluegrass show, and there's pedals, like there's a whammy pedal on an acoustic guitar. Right. So like it's a very important conversation. Things are going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going to morph, especially in times of dissension. Dissension gives birth to reinvention. You know, I don't mean to rhyme it, but it just kind of makes sense. Like
you do it all the time, dude.
That's right. One of these days it'll make sense. One of these days. But it's like when you look at it, what am I holding on to musically that I can open myself up to the morphing and beautiful change of? You know, and I do that with my friends. I've observed that. I put my friends in a box that I met them in, you know? And rather than meeting somebody today, meeting you here today, rather than, 5 years ago you said this. And so I just do It's a weird thing. I actually heard about a city, I think it's Palm Beach, Florida, that the people that they got to build the city, they had people build it, rich people, and then they threw a party for the inauguration of the city, and then they burnt the homes of the people that built their houses.
Huh.
and I'm not like, that's kind of what happens in cities right now. It's what's happening. The very people that built the city, they're running the people out. And I didn't do anything. I'm not talking about me. What I'm saying is there's a collective group of people that have left because of that. And so I'm personally trying, and wow, it's crazy. I guess it is a big topic for a podcast, but like, I'm still trying to make peace with that.
Yeah.
And it's taken me it's taken me more time to not put that anger in my songs. Like, it's taken me so long to just like, because I remember Soul Night when I first started at the wood shop, it was like I had a microphone for the first time.
Yeah.
A lot, every week, just for me.
Yeah.
And man, I remember I kind of leaned into the truth of Nashville.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. Like, nobody's struggling with it like I am, right? Like,
you just mean that it's moving into like being more touristy as opposed to being a more music industry town.
I'm saying, musicians cannot afford to live there.
Yeah, because it's becoming like a more tourist.
Yes,
I got you.
Yeah. Or I'll go back to I'll quote Neil Young. In his show in 2016, he walks out to Ascend Amphitheater and goes, "Really love Verizon wireless building stage that you've made."
Yeah.
He's like, "This is a monstrosity." He's like, much like, see that building right there? He said, you tore down that alleyway that me and Bob Dylan wrote songs so that you could build that skyscraper. He said, well, maybe you can put a plaque next to the dumpster. I mean, he's just like letting people know. And I don't know how to really handle that personally. I just don't know. And that one of the reasons why I try to not say anything about it is because I don't want to bring that problem here.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring that frustration and dissension.
Yeah.
But it's coming. Like, in the sense of like, it's going to get bigger in Chattanooga.
Yeah, I mean, I think you see some of the same growth patterns that you see in Nashville. You see in Chattanooga for the last little bit. I mean, in the last 10 years, traffic's gotten crazy. I think that's kind of like one big sign or symptom of like, all right, like we're growing and maybe outpacing a little bit of infrastructure, but man, also, I don't know enough to.
Well, it's coming in the sense of like, I hear the same frustration from Chattanoogans, that I had 10 years ago in Nashville, and so it's a great. I mean, all that saying, I'm standing there watching Billy Strings, and I go, I'm the only one that has a problem with this.
Yeah.
Everybody else is getting with it, and it really hurts my career when I just can't get with it like that. However, I'm not a bandwagon guy because I don't want to build my career that way either. So I'm just really dealing with that frustration while really enjoying the shows that I go to in Nashville every time.
Yeah.
And
I mean, at some point in time, you have to just be like, why hang on to that, dude?
Yeah, and I don't like it. I don't like hanging on.
You have to just drop it.
Yeah,
just be like,
I don't like it.
I mean, the amount of times, I mean, have you written about it? To me, that's like the thing that helps me the most is just writing about it, and even not necessarily writing songs that I'm like, this is going to be for public consumption, but just writing one for me that's just like, this is the way I feel about it, putting it down on paper in real bland terms, just to a chord progression and a simple melody. Man, you'd be amazed at how freeing that can be. I have one song that I've never played it in public, I don't think.
Nice.
that I love, dude. I play it all the time. And Christy's like, yeah, you can't play that one in public, but it's a fun song.
It's the subject matter or the language or whatever?
Kind of both, really. It's just not even really any of that. It's just, it wouldn't, just wouldn't be a cool song to play anyway, But, it's important to have, like, whenever I get frustrated about something, because it's a song born out of frustration. Whenever I get frustrated about stuff and I'm sitting around playing, sometimes I'll play that song and it's like a little bit of time travel. I get to just kind of marry those ideas together and remember that I put it in the past, and I'm like frustrated in the present, but I start putting it in the past because I play that song and I remember that, really, in the grand scheme of things, these frustrations don't really matter. Just like you're saying, where you're having like this epiphany in the middle of a show saying, I'm the only one who's frustrated by this. Nobody's frustrated with this except me. So, maybe my viewpoint is wrong, and having that like realization and then just letting those frustrations go, all of a sudden you feel 10 pounds lighter, you know what I mean? And especially creatively, like you can kind of move forward creatively because you're not putting yourself in any fences or any like boundaries that you're just setting in your own head. Yeah. At least I've done that. I'm saying this is to me anyway.
I mean,
so that's like writing a song that you don't plan to release or don't plan on letting anybody else listen to. Give that a try.
I think that one of the 6 is about it. One of the 6 songs that I'm recording right now is about it. I just don't like being that mad too, though. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like I genuinely, when I get to that level of frustration, I was talking about it last night. I was like, it felt in that moment like the only thing that I was supposed to do was go to the corner and start yelling. Like,
really,
ladies and gentlemen, this is all going to burn. Like just like I felt like that much anger, and I'm like, I haven't been able to let it go.
Yeah.
Like, and it sucked. Like, dude, I've literally driven to where I went to middle school, elementary school, and sat there, just like make tears. I could not.
Really?
Like, I cannot. It is uncontrollable.
Wow.
The amount of grief that I feel. Like,
but I mean, all of that stuff at some point in time, I mean, like, you have to realize you just can't control that.
Right.
I mean,
and that,
like you don't, those things you don't have control over. You just gotta be like, okay.
When I don't have control over it, I genuinely don't feed the fire. I talk about it. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be frustrated. Like, that's not even a part of my personality that, like, it's the one area of my life where I'm like, it's like, it's and I think it's because I don't take it, when people say don't take it personally, I take it collectively. I take it like, it's when I see, and that's my home. It's not just, it's Nashville, but it's my home.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of insult to injury. And also, like, there's a lot of religious stuff in there too for me. So there's just a lot. And I did 10 years probation in that county. Yeah. So I toured illegally out of that city.
Allegedly.
There's like, definitely. Hey, I definitely toured illegally first decade of my career.
Allegedly.
Thank God. Now that what is it? What is that? Statute of limitations, or?
I don't know. Let's not test it.
Yeah, let's not test it. Yeah, right then my phone rings. Sir, we need you to report. But there's just a lot wrapped up in there, and I didn't know if I wanted to talk about it on here because, like, spreading dissension is not my thing.
Well, I don't think this is dissension. You're just talking. I understand that exact feeling. A big difference is I don't have a tie to a home the way you do. I mean, I grew up in Bradley County and in Cleveland, but like I didn't really. I mean, I moved around a ton when I was a kid, and we lived in Ohio. We lived in a bunch of different places, so I don't have that. Like, I was in one place a bunch of decades. Like, I learned how to move around, travel. So like, I wish I could say I completely understand, because I really don't. Like, I don't have a love for Bradley County, Cleveland. It's great and all, but it's not,
Right.
you know.
Well, let's all right. What if they got the Hiwassee, or they got the Ocoee, and built buildings all along the side of those banks?
Yeah.
To the point where you could throw rubber duckies down at people and they would float down, and you'd be able to collect them, and you could get your little rubber ducky for $5 and, you know, take a picture with it. And brother, like, I know a lot of people that I know that would be very frustrated.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not saying that wouldn't be frustrating, because obviously that would be.
I'm just saying, like, that's why, like, whenever I left Nashville and I went to the Ocoee, I'm like, we can't tell anybody. You know what I'm saying? We can't tell anybody. And a lot of people are like, well, that's, you know, you're keeping your little secret to yourself. And I'm like, brother, like, as soon as people find out, that's when culture starts getting, you know, maxed out on a credit card. So
there's I mean, I understand what you're saying. And I guess I should say too, like, I would feel that way about Chattanooga, because we have been here for a few decades, and,
right.
You know, I do feel like this is home. So if this place, if I moved and this place started going haywire after I moved, or started changing a lot, but I mean, I think too, I mean, we're just seeing such expansion in the
urban centers everywhere,
tourist part of the Southeast, and and we're seeing, just because of, you know, a couple of different factors, no income tax. Property taxes being relatively low compared to the rest of the country. We're just seeing an influx of a lot of people. I don't know. I don't know what you do about it. You know?
So here
Except
is
we advertise them to come to shows.
Here's where I start getting positive. Because all of this, that whole conversation, now there's something we need to talk about. If tourists are coming, tell them where to go. Tell them where to go. Funnel them somewhere. Make a tourist section. Please, for the love of God. Nashville at least did that. You can find them all down on Broadway. Yeah. You ain't going to find them in East Nashville. You're not going to find them south. You're not going to find them north. Not in Jolton. Not where the real bluegrass is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not out west where Victor Wooten lives, and not secretly all those guys are in Bellevue. Nah, man. You go up. And they can funnel people. And so I hope Chattanooga, I pray that Chattanooga, and I think they do a good job. Chattanooga does a good job so far, funnel people.
I think so too, yeah.
If you're a tourist, tell them where to go. Because if you don't, they're going to find something and make it into what you know the tourists want to. Alaska does a good job at that. The cruise ships, 16,000 people come in a day, and they're gone by 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think it's really, really important that, yes, it's coming. Tennessee's the place to be.
For sure. So you're at what Billy String's song was playing when you had the epiphany when you had this
Couldn't
major
tell you.
epiphany?
Couldn't tell you.
How far into the show was it?
Dude, we were like 3 songs in, brother. Like the whole show was just like a cascade, man. That's why I'm bringing it up, because I was just like, what in the world?
How was the light show?
STS9's lighting guy, insane. It was great. There was not a bad note played all night. Billy Strings messed up. What I love about the way Billy plays is he messes up he won't hide it, and then he'll do a riff off of his mess up.
Yeah, like he takes gambles on stage.
Yes,
yeah.
I like a gambling man, and I prefer you go all in every hand, you know. And he really did, man. And you could tell that Nashville's home to him. You can tell.
Yeah.
He was in his living room and appreciating it and taking time for everybody. And so I'm just happy. I'm happy for bluegrass. I grew up going to Defeated Creek Bluegrass Festival, and it's just crazy seeing my perception. Like, it's because I can only speak for myself. Yes, bluegrass is blown up, but I also like put myself when I was 3 years old. I would dance to each instrument So for about like the only thing I didn't like was that I would pick, a few, I didn't know this then, but a few bars. So I would pick the mandolin and just dance to what the mandolin was doing. And then I would just dance to so I had my bluegrass, banjo moves because you're rolling with the roll.
Man, I like
and
that,
then you get your little chuck and then you get your bass, And so that was fun, kind of feeling it in my body again.
We should make Joel dance cards we can
Don't do that. That is, brother, I had to hang up because I used to be one of those guys. And I realized that it was getting an amount of attention you just really don't want. So every now and again at a festival, you'll see me in a corner somewhere.
Just down.
I call it mulching the dance floor, whatever. just turning it into splinters everywhere.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice. So after you go into Billy Strings and you have this epiphany, and now you're leaving. You walk by the same food court. Do you have the same feeling walking out of Nashville?
So I get over my ego eventually, and I'm like, well, I just don't know what I'm talking about, and I got a lot of healing to do. The whole world's going on, and it really doesn't matter what I think, and I'm like kind of like trying. And I hear, Brother Joel. And the only people that call me that are people from Alaska, and because that's how I was introduced to him, Brother Joel. And I look up, and it's the bass player from this band called the Rain Dogs from Juneau. And he's like, what are you doing here? And I said, brother, I live here. What are you doing here? He said, well, we're coming down for fish and game, I said, of all the places for fish and game to go, let's go to Nashville Alaska, where there's no fish and game. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, there's plenty of fish in the sea, and I'm having a great time playing the game, is what he said. And I was like, well, heck yeah, dude, let's go. So we talked for a little bit, and it just reminded me, man, like, just be about what you're doing. Like, don't worry about, why do I have an opinion on this? Why? Like, why? Of all the things that I could have an opinion on, yeah, dude, you can't control it. There's nothing you can do. You've never had control. The flood came, couldn't control the flood. You can even then, I could only help so many houses before they would get water damage.
Yeah,
like, there's only so much I can do. And the flood's coming. And the only thing I could do is try to have a good perception once all this is over.
Yeah.
And I think I got there. But I'm not one of those people that's going to run from that feeling, especially anger. Like, if I have anger, I'm like, ooh, that's not that. They say anger is the dubious luxury for other men.
Who says
that's
that?
In a book somewhere.
In a book somewhere.
And it helps. It's a helpful book for a lot of people. And it says anger is the dubious luxury of other men. It's something that it's a commodity for them. It's not for me. It's something that, dude, like, anger throws me over, and so it was a fun thing watching. But Nashville, man, like, the community, the one thing I can say is it can have as many people as it wants, but that community is going to be tight no matter what.
Yeah, and you talk about music, Nashville music.
Yeah, the music, oh my gosh, like, going into Acme, seeing all the local guys, like, it was a great time. And so I don't want any of this lost. It's just, this was why I had to come here, was because that was every day. That was going in my brain every day. And it wasn't making me angry anymore at the time. It was jading me to the reality.
Yeah.
So for me, if I can sort through those things, especially the Nashville thoughts and the Nashville mindset, I know that it'll help my career in the long run. And it's the same with Alaska. Like, right when I started going to Alaska, I'll just go public with it. I went to religious trauma counseling. Because when I went up there, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I went up there and I realized that I was in the late 1700s. I was perpetuating a cycle of the late 1700s, which I was another white guy coming bringing my own thoughts.
To Alaska?
To Alaska, yeah. What can this do for me? How can I get gold out of the ground, in a parable kind of way?
You mean like literally or like
Like, well, the first thing people do when they come up to Alaska is they go, how can this give me what I want?
Yeah.
You know? And people have been doing that to America since they landed, you know? Rather than how can I live with this place? And so as soon as I went to Alaska, the first thing I said was, I don't want to do what somebody did to me. Come to my home and not learn. And so I immediately read a textbook from the University of Fairbanks about the history of Alaska. And then I immediately went to religious counseling because I said, what has done the most damage to this state? I'm sorry, to this land that was other people's.
Yeah,
and it's, the white man problem. So that's another reason why I don't drink when I'm up there either, is because I don't want anything that has caused cultural impact for me to perpetuate that.
I don't think I've ever. Do you drink down here?
No. But I'm very I don't drink. I don't do that here. But up there, I make a statement. I'm like, hey,
I gotcha.
If you're looking for somebody to talk with about that stuff, because that's a big issue, addiction and alcoholism. And
in Alaska?
Yes.
Just in indigenous cultures or whatever?
Yeah, indigenous cultures as well. But people go up there just to
get hammered down.
Like yesterday, the thing somebody said, I met somebody from Alaska, shortest guy I ever met, biggest drinker I ever knew.
Really?
So yeah, it's interesting where the universe sends you, because I've never been an alcohol drinker, but I'm closing down the bars till 3 a.m. every night.
Yeah.
So, but I just think those things are interesting, cultural impact and what music does. And when you're bringing your culture, your music, know that people are looking to you as a guidepost for what you're representing, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that's what, when we go up there, when you come up with me in Juneau to play bluegrass, they're going to go, that's what Tennessee looks like.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's just important to remember, really important to remember, really. Home.
She's like more heavy stuff really than that.
Yeah, but the guitar tones.
Yeah, it's a cool tone. They're coming to Cherry Street Tavern March the 4th.
What I like about that, I love when a band sounds that's what they're going to sound like, right? Like that production, that sounds like a live setting right there. Like I'm in a room listening to them,
Yeah.
I love that production. I know that's what the video was of them. It's not like I don't know if that's on the album, but it looks like it's actually happening in front of me. I love that, man.
Yeah.
Love that. There's nothing worse than getting to the show. You're like, wait. Oh, it's an album band. You know what I'm saying?
All right, now we got to go back to this position right here. All right.
Yeah. That's right.
There we go. Now we're good.
Ugh.
Edit. That was not an edit point.
Not an edit point.
No. Mel Bryant and the Mercy Makers is the name. They're from, I think they're from the Midwest, and I think they're in Nashville now. I can't really remember, but they're like a friend of a friend who reached out, and it's going to be a good show. Should be fun.
Sound great. I love the band name too.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What were we talking about, Joel?
That I get afraid about band names running out, and that one day we'll just have to reuse, like Hollywood. We're just going to have to reuse names. And
you think so, dude?
Yeah, we're just going to have to start. It's going to have to be like Led Zeppelin 2. You know what I'm saying? Or like the Allman Brothers reimagined, continued.
I don't know. There's so many.
What last name have we not used to make a band yet?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Is there a Four Lines band?
No, but that's a great band name.
Four Lines Family Band?
Yeah, just 4 lines. It's never been done, There
you go. You better go www.fourlines.com.
They asked
somebody's going to do that now.
Well, they asked I've always been terrible with band names. And so they asked what to do the band in Juneau.
You're speaking to the choir here.
Well, but the High Cold Wind, for example, every time we play that song at the Bluegrass Jam, there's somebody in the background. Woo! You know, it's awesome, man. I think you did a really good job of like picking that. You know?
Well, let me tell you about the years before, though.
Please.
There's a reason why.
Please, yeah.
I've been living with the Dame Slim Pickens forever, you know, and that name, like every region has a bluegrass band called that. There's like a couple of college bands that are called Slim Pickens. Yeah, it's a really popular name. And I tried my best to get those guys to change it to something else for years, but you know, eventually it's just we had been in it for so long that
I didn't know that there were other. I thought you guys were
and
geniuses. I was like, holy smokes, this is great.
No. And there's like a bunch of, I mean, you know, it's a famous actor, so so years of dealing with that when it came time. That was one of the, you know, High Cold Wind. It was like, yeah, let's do something cool.
Right. Did you have to reassure people that it wasn't going to be the actor that was coming? Like, hey, by the way,
people have booked us for. I mean, that happened multiple times. With people booked us thinking they were booking another Slim Pickens, and we would get emails for other bands all the time. We would have to be like, "This is."
By the way,
that still happens. That still happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is when like at any point, if I were to get like when we were looking for band names for all the bands I've been in, cease and desist is the last thing you want. Like your Adam Stone dealt with this. You know,
really?
Yeah, with Over Easy.
Oh, really?
That's why it's legato. Like, I mean, everything had to be changed. And forgive me if the details aren't specifically correct on that, but Adam had to change everything because he got a cease and desist
from another band called Over Easy.
Yeah, and it wasn't correct. Like, there's some specifics that we need to get Adam in here, but. He had to change everything online, his online presence, everything, and it cost time that eventually was money. And so, yeah, I've got to be careful about band names, you know?
Yeah, they're great. I mean, it is the most fun thing to come up with, though.
It's so hard for me.
Really?
So hard, yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm always trying to think of funny band names.
Always. That's kind of I think a inside joke with all musicians. Like at any point in time, somebody could say like unfashioned Velcro, and people would be like, unfashioned Velcro band name, you know, write it down, you know.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a fun game to play.
It is.
I mean, I think
you got any good ones? You got any recent good ones that you can share?
No. I'll think of some. I can't think of any right now. I mean, it's so hard to not name your band a funny band name, because when you're sitting down with your guys and girls and you're naming your band, it is so much easier to just come up with really hilarious ones. And then you just do that forever.
And then you think it's clever, and it's not. Like, well, this is what happens to me. I think it's clever, and it's not at all.
Yeah.
And everybody's just like, it falls on deaf ears, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, all right.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, that does happen.
Yeah.
Band members are bad audiences, you know? You don't want to test your jokes out.
That's right.
Band
members. Yeah, exactly. We are the weird ones and exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
So with band names in general, with High Cold Wind, what was your reason for sticking with that? Like, that's what we're gonna do.
High Cold Wind is like the EP name. So, but it is like, it's a, you know, an old Carter Stanley song. It was actually written by his sister, but he used his sister to copyright a bunch of songs under so that it would spread stuff around.
Yes.
But this was written by, I can't remember her name. But, you know, Riding the Night on High Cold Wind is just a classic bluegrass lyric. Mm-hmm. Nobody had used High Cold Wind yet, so I was like, I'll give that a try.
Yeah. Something that's important with band names, though, is you are, like, kind of solidifying that, right? Like, the thing with me in band names is, all right, once we get this, it can't change.
Yeah, it can't change.
We can't rename, and renaming your band is, especially if it has the same members, the hardest thing to do.
It sucks, dude. It sucks.
Hardest thing.
We tried to do it twice, and we never could agree on anything.
Really?
Yeah. And had way better band names than Slim Pickens.
Yep.
It's just, I don't know why. We just could never agree.
I feel that way about Chance in the Void.
Yeah.
Just to be honest. And it's not.
I think that's a great band name.
I think it is as well, but nobody. Here's another part about band names. You got to make it High Cold Wind. That's single syllables. High Cold Wind. You know, Randy Steele and the High Cold Wind. That rolls off your tongue.
Yeah,
it really
you definitely
does.
do have to think about marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. So what I like about what you did is you put your name before and then you put the band name. So that way you're still marketing yourself as the leader. So that way if somebody gets an opportunity that you can have those interchangeable players. You're building your personal career, and that's what I like about that.
Yeah, that's a bluegrass trick right there. There's a lot of bluegrass musicians that do the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think
that's the way to go.
Yeah.
It is the way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we still get to play in a band where we all have the same input, you know, where I'm just a member of the band. And the High Cold Wind thing, it's just, we have practice tonight. I sent out, here's a set list of what we're working on tonight. Here's the next show that we know here's goals for Friday, and that's it, you know? You don't get to do that when it's a whole band, when everybody's the same, you know what I mean?
Right. And that's another thing. I was in Nashville and somebody brought up the podcast, and they were like, they specifically liked that there were things that they'd never thought about, you know, because this particular awesome listener wasn't a musician, you know? Great music appreciator, though. And so with bands, you have what I've been in, and it's a democracy where it's 20. If there are 5 people in the band, it's 20% input all the way around. Your vote is equal, ideally, in that scenario. However, there are also democracies that are led by a president. You know, that is another way a band works. There is also a dictatorship where it's like, hey, this is how it's going to go. I'm putting my name behind this. It's a benevolent dictatorship, ideally, which is my favorite kind of a dictator, is somebody that's a benevolent, kind person that's in charge and makes all the calls.
So the way we do it is, like, there's a minimum. Everybody knows there's a minimum for every show. No matter what, you get paid this much, right? And then we try to do one rehearsal a week. It's never like, hey, you have to be at this or whatever. It's just, you know, try to make it. And we use those rehearsals to move forward with new songs. As far as we're actually being creative and sitting down. Everybody still, we've known each other for so long that everybody has kind of the same. So everybody, you know, we bounce side. John has a big input into what we say, and if Tyler's there, he does. If Brad's there, he does, and Justin definitely does. You know, so I mean, we do it. It's not like it's just me saying do this, but like all the logistic stuff lands on me. All the gig, all the booking, all of that stuff is stuff that I do. All the marketing, they don't do any of that. There's no like, you know, they just get to show up to the gigs and go show up to practice. And it's worked out. We've been doing this way for like 3 years now, and it's been working out. I like it. It's stressful a little bit on me, but now I've gotten a way to figure it out where I can like make sure I play enough like solo gigs headed into tours that I know I have enough money to pay for everything, and it makes everything like less stressful. I used to just bang my head against the wall worried about the budget with trying to keep the band on tour, because the budget can just crash into the wall so fast, and you can, before you know it, all of a sudden be $3,500 upside down for just something silly, flat tire, you know, or costs a gig, and you know, and I mean, the next thing you know, you're completely underwater. Having a little bit of cushion ahead of time, now I've learned how to do that
big time.
It helps so much, you know. And so I think going that way though is like, it's different, but it has been more effective than Slim Pickens was. We've been able to do more things because there is like a point person, you know, and it is like everybody knows it's me doing this part and this part. But I've been able to leave the creativity part the same way it kind of was with Slim Pickens, which is pretty fun. You know? How do we kind of skated off the
No,
the
no, that's
the
no.
course
That,
there.
well, we were talking about
band names, but
well, we were talking about. I brought up the roles in bands, like different
Yeah.
kinds of bands, and that explains like a big part of what a lot of people are wondering is how is that delegation allocated?
yeah,
You know,
and Slim Pickett's different. Slim Pickett's kind of has like Brad Clark has always kind of de facto been the one who runs Slim Pickens, and he's always done all the booking and all that stuff. But it's just because he's always wanted to, for the most part, you know. I helped him with some booking at one point in time, but not really. He really has been the one who kind of handles it the whole time. So outside of that, when it's like we all just bring whatever we want to the table at our rehearsals. And it's usually like learning a new song or doing covers. We do a lot of covers with Slim Pickens. So that's a different way to do it completely. And every check is split 5 ways.
right?
You know?
Right.
So yeah, that's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a big difference in how you can price out shows.
Yeah.
Because doing like the way we do it with High Cold Wind, you can aggregate for a month or two out and say, okay, on average,
Yep.
we need to do this
Yes.
per show.
Yes.
And even though okay, we can take a little bit of a hit here because we know for sure this isn't, you know what I mean? You can look it
Right.
out that way. You can't do that when you're splitting every single checkup and you're giving it divvies out. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's different.
And the merch goes 5 ways too, or however you guys have that set up.
It's difficult to do merch when you're splitting a band up
Yeah,
5 ways.
it is.
It is.
A great way that I've done that in the past is all merch goes into the band fund, right? So that's the extra member of the band making money.
I've heard that same thing. Other people do say if you have a 5-person band, then you have a 6-person band, and the 6th person is the band fund that you use to get stuff done. Because I mean, you have to upfront pay for T-shirts. They won't wait till you sell them.
And there's always a discussion. There's always in this discussion there is a band member, because I've had it 1,000 times. There's a band member that says, "Wait, hold on now. You know, I need that money. This is how I live." That 6th person, and in that discussion, I always bring up, okay, well then, I will bring the idea to the table. Let's just make the merch that 6th man or 4th man or however, and they make money as well. So if we're doing that, that'll keep the band fund going and it'll keep it turning. So at least we know that we're investing. We know the percentage on investment and stuff like that. And you've always got at least one guy in the band that has $400 to throw towards T-shirts.
Yeah.
And so he loans the band money until that money can be paid back if it can, you know.
Yeah.
But I think something you brought up that's important, because I've been planning this for tours coming up, because I've got 3, one with Joe, one in Florida, and then one in Juneau. I'm saving money now so that I can go on tour.
Yeah.
I'm not making money. Making money is never part of that. Doesn't factor in. That's on the back end, you know, because you could, or you could not make it to that show that you're going to play, that you're relying on that 1,600, that you're like, okay, well, rent will make sense then. Well, what if you get a flat tire, you know?
Yeah.
And what if the plane doesn't make it or whatever? So I like that, what you said, you know, having enough money to go on tour rather than, you know, getting on the road and nobody comes to the gigs or whatever happens that sometimes happens, you know.
Well, I mean, on the road too, you got to be prepped for that.
And you want to pay your, like, I'm big on this. Have money for your guys. Just have money for your guys up front. Just so it's at peace. Because if you don't have money for your tour up front, that tour is going to be ran at a deficit, and you are going to be resentful at the places that you go. If you're not already taking care of yourself, you know.
Yeah, for sure. It's easy. Yeah,
it's very easy. And then you're coming at that show with a very unhealthy and inaccurate mindset.
Yeah,
you know?
a little bit of attitude.
Yeah. which you're already gonna have.
You don't want to have BAJ, bad attitude Joe.
That's
coming
right.
at you, dude.
I've found that I gotta eat. Like, as soon if I'm on the road. Davey brought this up. He was like, just keep Joel fed. He'll just turn into a butthole if he doesn't, you know. So Got to say eating on the road.
You turn into
I do.
Bad Attitude Joel.
Bad at BAJ. That's right. That's what they say.
Oh man, I've been doing on this thing a lot. You know, I never really understood why I didn't do this before because I would do the same thing, just eat out of gas stations and eat crap all the time. But the last few times I've been hitting like Whole Foods on the way out the door, then trying to stay at grocery stores.
There you go.
And then just use gas stations to gas up and coffee.
And the gas station, so if you've got like Ingles, for example, Ingles is the spot because they got a Starbucks in there. They've got their buffet, whatever line they got, and then they got their gas station right outside. So if you can, those kind of places, Whole Foods, there's always a gas station real close by. Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
You know.
The problem is they're just not close to the interstate a lot of times.
Never.
So you got to like kind of plan it out a little bit. But usually you only got to plan it out for like 2 or 3 days. You know what I mean? Like you hit it one time, you're good.
But
for
also
2 or 3 days.
Know if your venue is serving food and if there's food around. For example, in Atlanta, Red Light Cafe, historic place, been open for over 25 years, is in a food desert. It's in a food desert. And sometimes they serve sandwiches, but sometimes they don't. And so we found that out very late, but there was a Whole Foods close by. So we ran over there, you know. And so, planning your food, you got to feed your guys. You know?
Yeah. It's the way to go, man. But hitting the grocery store and just piling up on, you can go to the deli thing and get those little like ham and cheese sandwiches for like $5, dude, like a big old pile, dude. Throw them in there. There you go. You're good to go. Or you stop at the gas station, whip out a ham and cheeser, and hit the road.
You're making me think now. Like bring a cooler, right, and a George Foreman, and just be cooking steaks in the alley out there.
Dude, you know, I'll tell you, the one to take that is an air fryer.
Have you ever cooked a steak in an air fryer?
No.
5 minutes each side. Oh my gosh, dude, I love an air fryer.
Yeah, it's just a plug.
You can make jerky in an air fryer.
Easy to clean. You know,
I love them. And you get to pour all the little oil and you can drink that at the end.
Nasty. That's nasty.
Or you could use it for finger grease.
That is nasty.
The banjo. Why'd your banjo so greasy? Well, that George Foreman, we dip him in the...
You really are Nashville trash, dude.
That's it. Hey, every time they tried to make us something, we just put on your blue jeans. Now we just ripped them up, you know.
Are you playing shows this weekend?
I'm off.
Really?
I'm off.
That's funny, dude. It's funny that you say that because that is kind of rings to something I meant to tell. I meant to text you and be like, hey, I wanted to talk about this a little bit, but I never really got around to it.
Oh, wonderful.
But I did commit I committed the cardinal sin this weekend.
I can't wait.
Cardinal sin.
I can't wait to hear what that is.
Yeah. Sean Rue to the
Shauna
shop.
2.
Yeah, they ended up raising like almost $3,000 for the food bank.
Amazing.
And, anyway, so the way that show was set up was, you know, one singer-songwriter, whatever, right? And there was about 10 people on the bill, all friends, all great musicians, all people I like and stuff like that. Courtney and I go first. And we get BJ and Whippy, and we ended up doing a 4-piece. And so we play 2 songs, hang out for one, Alex to go, but right after that,
Had to roll,
dude.
Where'd you go?
I felt so freaking bad, dude. I mean, all night long, dude. It was like, I don't know, like that to me was just, I just felt like such a jerk. Now I know that nobody else even paid attention to the fact that I left, you know what I mean? But I hate
you don't
that.
like doing
that I just beat myself up all night long. No, I had we were doing family stuff, and that was part of the thing was balance. Like, how do you find that balance with your all of your things that you're doing, your music career and your whatever extracurricular activities, you know, family and you know, everything that's just going on in day-to-day life, what you consume social media-wise or from the news or from the world, what you're taking in. I got that stuff way out of balance here this last week just because I was focusing so much on music. And so it was like I really had to, you know, spend time with Christy and with Charlie and make sure that was a priority too, you know, because it's more important than, you know, everything else. But it was like a whole thing. This, you know, like I felt like I just had to sacrifice that. Like, sorry guys, I hate that I had to just walk in here, play, and leave. I feel like such a jerk, but I have to do this because I have spent time with my wife and kids. Like, we haven't spent any time together this whole week. I've been at rehearsals every single night, or I've been in sessions, or I've been playing shows. It's a tough wire to stay on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
How good are you on it?
I feel
like I'm getting tossed left and right, but
I don't feel like my mentor said about balance. He said, when you find it, call me and let me know.
Yeah.
That's when he, you know, what he always said. We're doing our best. I definitely up front and in all my relationships, business, most importantly, just my personal relationships, but straight to business to personal. I let them know I'm a musician, and that is what I've dedicated my life to.
Yeah.
And especially with Lauren, up front, she let me know, hey, I'm a climber. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I love that conversation, because I'm like, hey, I'm a musician, and I don't say that lightly. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is what I'm going to do. The two things that come to mind when you say that are Bob Weir and a guy named Barry Simpson. He was a pastor. He still is a pastor. I went to school with his son. My father went to school with his father. Everybody, you know, knew him, and he still is a very good man. Veteran as well. Just a really cool dude. And his mentor passed away, and who was my drama teacher's grandfather. So it was all connected, right? And so I was at his funeral and just really feeling the gravity of the situation. And what he did is he turned to his wife. Barry Simpson turned to the guy's wife, and he said, "Thank you for sharing your husband with us." And like, it hit me in that moment. I was like, whoa, dude, if you're investing in people's lives, this pastor that went to all these, you know, just sharing his life with all these people and caring about him, going to, you know, all these hospital visits, weddings, births, baptisms, birthdays, you know, baseball games of hundreds of families, he's not going and spending time with his family. And that balance, the only way to even try to maintain it is communication, right? Yeah. Communicating with my mom and dad. Look, you know, I'm not going and partying like this is a real thing that I'm investing in culture, and like really believing in that, but also participating in that personally, because that keeps you accountable. Because I'm not spending time with my mother and father or my family or my brother and sister. See, I don't have kids either, and that's why.
Yeah.
That's really why, is because I can't achieve that balance barely with what I have. So, you know, I can't afford children, you know. So whenever musicians, you know, bring their art and their recorded stuff and all that, all I can think about is all the things that they didn't do so they could do that.
Yeah.
Every time, like, I've gotten to that place, and all of the skill and ability, I don't practice as much as I want to with people. I wish I could do it more, and I don't have enough time in the day. And then apparently they're telling me to do this thing called rest, which I'm trying to do now, which means I'm not doing music, you know? So it's like, golly, where's the time? You know?
Yeah.
But I think it's the persistence to holding yourself to the fire, you know, continually, and not giving yourself a hard time the whole time you're doing it, you know?
Yeah.
But first of all, in this specific situation, you're doing this for charity.
Yeah.
You're doing this for the community.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I mean, I know that like nobody really like I said, I'm sure nobody really cares, but I do consider it the cardinal sin of those kind of things.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
I feel you.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I did, and even though I did feel like I had a valid excuse to do it, I would still do that again. But it was like, man,
But
such poor planning on my part is really what it was, dude.
what happens, it definitely happens. And I think that people that get to the positions that you are in and the responsibilities that you have, you're a political musician at this point.
Oh, no.
Right? What I'm saying is you represent something on a very big level and a grand, like you're much like if the mayor came in and did a speech and was like, hey, I've got to go. Like, I apologize. Like, but I need to go spend time with my family. Everybody's like, yeah, of course, dude. Thanks for spending your time with it. That's kind of how I see that, is like you made your appearance. You did exactly, you invested, you did what you needed to do. And now you have other responsibilities.
Yeah.
Not recreation.
Yeah. It was definitely responsibilities, but
that's that. Once again, it's just kind of like when you start playing a bunch of shows, you miss a bunch of shows.
Yeah, you start missing a bunch.
So
of
it's
shows.
like the same game. It's the same game. And that's definitely a frustration that people don't talk about.
Yeah, but I mean, just in general, balance in general. I seem to go from like my January, I was like, I have nothing going on, and then all of a sudden, man, it's like mid-February, and I'm looking at the next couple of weeks, and I'm like, holy cow! And then other things happening later on down the road, and I'm like, man, I don't know how we're going to do all of this.
Well, it gets done.
And you got to do it day by day.
It does get done. It does get done.
It's a little overwhelming, though.
Yeah, it is. Well, and once again, day by day, it does get done, and I do know how you feel specifically with the timing of the year. December, I'm recovering. January, I'm wondering where the gigs are. In February, I'm just trying to hold on. You know?
Yeah.
And I do get that. One thing that was brought up to me before the Billy String show in Nashville, somebody was talking about culture and how, as a musician, if you're going to build culture, how they were echoing the fact of like that they see us getting out and about. They're like, wow, it's really impressive that the musicians in Chattanooga are out at the shows, because this person was saying, we understand that like you guys won't have a home life, and home life was something I've had to learn in the past 2 years because I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I was literally at a show every night. I didn't know what to do in a house, like I just slept in a house, that's really all that was there for me. So yeah, having that balance is a hard thing, and going all one way, and then having to recalibrate. That's a new thing as well. So it's definitely something to navigate in the musician's life.
Yep. Cool. Well, I hope you have a great week, dude.
Man, you too. I'll be seeing you out there.
Yeah, I'll be seeing you guys out there. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for listening.
See ya.
So I'll say, hey, this is Randy, and you say, hey, this is Joel. I'll say, you say, this is Joel, and this is the Either Brick Podcast, and I'll say, please like and subscribe. How about that?
Good.
All right, so we'll do like it's Oreo. You'll be the creamy filling, and I'll be the black part everybody hates. Okay.